The story begins in an operating theater, where two doctors are performing surgery on a dead patient who has a strange, mysterious tattoo on his hand, and they are removing organs from his body so that they can save the life of someone in need. After finishing the operation, the doctors walk out exhausted, but suddenly, a nurse screams loudly and runs out. The doctors rush back inside to see what happened, and they see that the patient is slowly turning into ashes and disappearing right there. His heart is transplanted into a young girl named Lisa, and the shocking thing is that her body accepts this heart immediately without any problem. Lisa recovers very quickly and is discharged from the hospital within a few days. But then suddenly, a round, strange mark appears on her hand, as if someone has created a mysterious tattoo on her body without asking. Lisa's father runs a taekwondo gym, and Lisa herself had been fond of taekwondo since childhood. But during a match, she suffered a heart attack, and from that day, her father forbade her from fighting. One day, while her father is talking to the landlord, Lisa jokingly spins around and delivers a powerful kick to a punching bag, and the bag crashes straight through the ceiling and falls down. That's when Lisa realizes that something inside her has changed, that an extraordinary power has awakened within her. After this, she goes out onto the street, tightens her shoes, and starts running on a steep, mountain-like road at lightning speed, just like Flash. Her speed becomes so high that she even leaves a bike behind. But suddenly, the road slopes downward, and she collides with a small truck standing below with such tremendous force that even the truck shakes. After receiving this new heart, Lisa was no longer the same. Now she possessed a power that no one had ever imagined. Someone secretly recorded her video and uploaded it online, in which her name was clearly visible on her taekwondo uniform. As soon as a boy saw the video, he noted down her name and the gym's address, and went straight there. He tried to take Lisa's photo from a distance, but in the blink of an eye, Lisa reached him and caught him. The boy was shocked at how such a small girl could be so powerful. He couldn't even free himself from her grip. At that moment, Lisa noticed that the same strange tattoo mark was also on Tom's hand. Tom told her that he too had received an organ transplant from the same man, which gave him superpowers as well. He said that one person can donate 6 organs, meaning there would be a total of 6 people who would have these powers. Now Tom's mission was clear: to find all the others. The very next day, they find the third person as well. That day, Lisa secretly participates in a race because the winner is supposed to get extremely expensive shoes. She easily beats everyone and secures first position. She is happily looking at her shoes when a woman named Sophia comes up to them. She is distributing free drinks to people and tells them that she recently had a kidney transplant and is now completely fine. Hearing this, both of them look at her hands, but there is no mark there. But after a while, when the woman turns around, their eyes fall on the same mysterious tattoo on her waist. It was clear she was one of them too. After this, we see a very luxurious house where an old man named Mino is lying on a bed close to death. His elder daughter angrily calls the doctor and says, "You said Dad would get better, but there's no improvement in his condition." But just then, from behind, the same old man suddenly sits up and says, "I'm hungry. Bring me food." Within a few moments, he starts looking almost normal, and the same mysterious mark is also on his hand. Now it was clear that wealthy old man also had awakened superpowers inside him. Then we see a young boy in an electronics store. He casually snaps his fingers, and all the TVs placed in front of him turn off at the same time. Wherever he goes, sudden fluctuations start occurring in the electricity. This boy's name is Zero. He crosses the street, enters a building, and uses his power to win everything on gaming machines. Then he starts buying luxury items with the money he won. Zero was also one of the 6 people who had received body parts from that mysterious man, and he was fully enjoying this new life. Then the scene shifts back to Lisa. At this moment, she is sitting at dinner with Tom and Sophia so they can talk to each other about their superpowers. Tom explains that he received new lungs, so his power is connected to his lungs. If he blows with force, he can literally create a storm. But Sophia says that she doesn't feel any power inside her. To this, Tom explains to her, "Don't worry. When all of us special people come together, your power will automatically awaken." Suddenly, the bulbs above them start flickering, and the very next moment, Zero makes his entry there. He already knew that these people were like him. He tells them that he has a special advantage because he received that man's eyes. That's why, even from a distance, he can tell which person has superpowers inside them. Tom doesn't like this new boy from the very beginning. He quietly says to Lisa, "Not everyone can be trusted. We won't all be good. One of us could also be bad. Someone who wants all these powers only for himself. So we'll have to be very careful about whom we trust." And then the next day, Lisa receives a strange message on her phone. Zero had called her somewhere asking for help. Actually, while playing games as usual, he had been caught cheating, and now the casino security guards wanted all their money back from him. Zero mocks them in his own style, shakes the electricity, and says, "What, man? Do you think I'm Pikachu?" Lisa, Tom, and Sophia all reach there to help him. But Tom has absolutely no desire to help him. He never liked Zero from the beginning, so he quietly goes to the washroom. When Tom comes out of the washroom, Lisa pulls the straw out of her drink and places it right under Tom's nose. Suddenly, Tom sneezes violently, and with that single sneeze, such a powerful blast of air comes out of his mouth that all the goons fly into the air and fall far away. After this, the story shifts back to the rich old man Mino. He gets into an argument with his business partner over something. The argument escalates so much that in anger, Mino grabs his partner by the throat and within a few seconds drains all the strength from his partner's body. His partner suddenly becomes old, and Mino himself starts feeling younger and more powerful than before. Then, he touches a plant kept nearby and within moments drains all the life out of that plant, leaving it completely dried up. On the other side, the story shifts to a factory where John is pressuring the workers that they will have to work all night today. One worker protests, saying that this much work is wrong. We are humans too. At the same time, suddenly, an alarm rings. A worker falls from above because there were no proper safety arrangements. No one is watching when John secretly places his hand on the injured worker's wound, and within moments, his injury is completely healed, but in return, all the pain transfers into John's body. He quietly moves aside and continues to endure that pain. Meanwhile, Mino's daughter Tina had now understood everything. She had guessed that her father's new power was because of the transplant, so she orders her people, "Find everyone who has received power from this transplant. I want information on all of them at any cost." Soon, Tina's assistant finds out about all of them. At that time, Lisa, Tom, Sophia, and Zero were running gangster style while sitting on top of Sophia's drinks car because the casino people were now chasing them to take revenge. Seeing this, Tina's assistant also gets into his car and starts chasing them. Now 3 vehicles are racing at high speed on the road. Lisa keeps pushing the car to make it go faster. Her speed increases so much that after a while, she leaves the other vehicles far behind. But the casino people were not ready to give up. They kept chasing continuously. Then Tom picks up the drinks kept inside the car and starts blowing them out from his mouth. The white liquid spreads across the goons' windshield, and their car loses control. They manage to escape those 4 goons, but the car's speed is so high that they crash straight into a barbecue restaurant. As soon as they enter, all 4 start behaving as if they have come to eat casually, and they say, "Where is the waiter? Why is no one serving?" They stay hidden there until night and then come out. As soon as they come out, Tom and Zero start fighting with each other. Tom angrily says, "Because of you, we almost died today." The argument escalates so much that everyone goes their own way. This fight breaks Lisa from the inside. She had been on medical leave for a year, couldn't go to school, and because of that, she had no close friends. Tom, Sophia, and Zero had become her small world, and now that world had fallen apart. But the next day, when the anger calms down a bit, Tom comes to apologize to Lisa. He honestly says, "I said too much in anger. Sorry." Lisa does a little drama at first, but then agrees. After this, she makes a plan to bring everyone back together. Meanwhile, Tina's assistant shows her the recorded video. After watching everything, Tina makes a dangerous decision. "We will have to capture these people. By extracting this power from their bodies, we can make medicines that will cure even the biggest diseases in the world. And at the same time, we will earn crores of rupees." Now it was clear, Tina's eyes were not only on these powers, but also on money and power. On the other side, Lisa, Sophia, and Zero reach the meeting point. Meanwhile, Zero has also found out who received the liver transplant. Now these three are just waiting for Tom, so that together they can go out to find that new member. Meanwhile, at the factory, John is talking to his senior saying, "Sir, we will have to increase the workers' safety." But the people sitting at the top did not care about the workers' lives at all. The work pressure was so high that John even skipped his lunch break while his colleagues went to eat. No one noticed that a gas tank kept nearby was slowly leaking. Here, outside the factory, our three superheroes were still waiting for Tom when suddenly a massive explosion occurs inside the factory. John immediately starts running and pulling the workers out so that fewer people get injured. But unfortunately, one worker gets trapped behind a safety door. John panics and tries to break the window with his helmet, but it doesn't help. At that very moment, at the right time, Lisa arrives. She breaks the door with a powerful kick and keeps pushing away the gas cylinders flying from the explosion. But the electronic security door inside was extremely strong. Lisa is just about to break it when Zero arrives there. He simply snaps his fingers and the door opens. Meanwhile, Tom also arrived there, even if a bit late. Poisonous smoke was spread all around, and the worker was not visible. Then Zero snapped his fingers again and turned on the ringtone of the worker's mobile phone so that Tom could estimate the location. Because of his lung-based superpower, he could hold his breath for a long time and stay inside, so he easily pulled the injured worker out. The worker was badly injured, so John immediately healed him using his power. But this time, the cost was heavy. His body started reacting in reverse, and he began coughing badly. Sophia understood that the poisonous gas had entered his body. She stepped forward and held John's hand with one hand and Tom's with the other, because her power was to connect everyone's powers together. As soon as the strength of Tom's lungs reached John, John became completely fine. And in that very moment, Sophia finally discovered her true superpower. But poisonous smoke was filling the factory rapidly, so the group decided that they had to get out as quickly as possible. Everyone started running toward the exit, but suddenly, Sophia stopped halfway. She remembered that they had left Zero inside. Hearing this, Tom ran back inside without thinking. He found Zero and saved him by giving him mouth-to-mouth breathing. It was a bit strange, but it worked. Both somehow came out safely. After this, they all sat down to eat at a nearby restaurant. John explained that he had received a power through which he could take others' pain into himself and save someone's life, although he had to endure a lot of pain himself. But during this mission, by working together and saving each other's lives, a deep bond had now formed between them. The next day, John went to the hospital to check on his injured colleagues, but in the elevator, he ran into the rich old man Mino, who was also the owner of his company. John greeted him, but by mistake, the mark on his hand became visible. Mino looked carefully and asked if that was a tattoo. John hesitantly told him that some time ago he had a liver transplant, and after that, this mark had appeared on its own. Mino asked suspiciously whether there had been any change inside him, but John felt it would be strange to explain his superpower, so he lied and said that everything was normal. He just felt a little better. But now, a dangerous plan had formed in Mino's mind. While leaving, he memorized John's name, his position, and his location. That same night, John was working as a driver to earn some extra money, and the passenger who got into his car was none other than Tina's assistant. After some time, when John opened his eyes, he found himself in a hospital. In front of him, Tina was telling the doctors to quickly remove his liver. But before the doctors could start the operation, Mino arrived there. His intentions were not good at all. He asked the doctor whether, if some part of the liver was left in the body, it would grow back again. When the doctor said yes, Mino grabbed John by the throat and tried to drain his power, but this time his power did not work. He thought that perhaps his power had weakened. Then he tried his power on a doctor standing nearby, and within moments that doctor aged from young to old and died. Mino realized that his power would not work on people with superpowers. Then he said, "Cut 90% of John's liver and transplant it into me. Leave the remaining 10% so that it can grow back in his body." But when the liver could not be given to Tina, Tina angrily ordered her team to capture all the remaining superpowered people. Meanwhile, as soon as Tom stepped out of a shop, bodyguards in suits grabbed him and slammed him against the wall. They tried to make him inhale anesthesia to knock him out, but Tom did not breathe at all, so the medicine had no effect. Then they tickled him to force him to breathe, and in that very moment, they knocked him unconscious. Meanwhile, Sophia and Zero were also attacked, and both were captured. Finally, the goons reached Lisa's house and surrounded her right at the door. Seeing this, Lisa's father stepped forward and said that she should sit calmly. He would handle these people. But the truth was that he no longer had the strength he once did. Lisa did not let her father's trust break. She struck the goons at lightning speed in such a way that her father felt as if he himself was fighting. Whenever her father turned around to look, Lisa appeared calmly sitting on the bench. Eventually, all the goons ran away in fear. Lisa's father ran to her and asked if she was all right. Lisa had survived, but now it was clear that all her friends had been trapped. Tina's people captured all the superpowered individuals and locked them in a special prison where they could not use their powers. Meanwhile, after the liver transplant, life returned to the old man Mino once again. Now he was no longer the weak old man he used to be, but had returned to his youthful days. The situation was such that now he looked even younger than his own daughter. In reality, somewhere in Tina's mind was the thought that when her father died, the entire company would become hers. But now, seeing her father in this condition, she felt that before that, she herself might be the one to go. Mino reached home, took a bath, and seeing his new youthful body in the mirror, went crazy with happiness. Suddenly, darkness surrounded him, and he found himself standing in an unknown strange place. A mysterious force was standing in front of him. Mino stepped forward and tried to grab the hand of that force, but instead, that power pulled him toward itself. His face kept changing, one moment young and the very next moment old. In anger, he punched the mirror, and then he realized that all of this was happening inside his mind. The injury on his hand caused by the broken glass healed within moments, but he was still not satisfied. He decided that he needed all the remaining organs as well. He wanted everyone's superpowers. Now he wanted to make himself a god so that people would worship him. Tina was completely helpless in front of her father's power. Mino directly entered the prison that Tina had built and brutally defeated the security and staff present there. No one could stand against his power. Within a short time, he found the location of the 3 captured superpowered people. At that time, Zero was trying to snap his fingers using his toes because his hands were restrained in such a way that he could not use them at all. As soon as he succeeded, 2 guards came to him and started lifting him to take him away. Then Zero snapped his toes again and directly sent a message to Lisa. He shared his location and informed her where they were imprisoned. With one more snap, he also opened Sophia's cell door. But the very next moment, a doctor knocked him unconscious. On the other side, Lisa was preparing to save her friends. When her father found out about all this, he decided to go with her without thinking twice. After defeating the goons in the previous fight, they had gained so much confidence that now they felt they could take on anyone. Meanwhile, one cornea from Zero's eye had already been removed, but fortunately, he regained consciousness in time, which saved his other eye because the surgery stopped suddenly and the second eye could not be damaged. Instead of killing him, Mino had him kept with John. During this time, John's liver had slowly started healing. John held Zero's hand so that he could use his power to heal his injured eye. To show the world his new power, Mino organized a grand event where people were invited whose illnesses were considered incurable. People who had seen Mino earlier as an old man were stunned to see his youth restored. To demonstrate his power, he broke down a thick wall that had a painting of his old face on it. But this method backfired. People started fearing him instead of respecting him. So Mino immediately changed his strategy. He went to a disabled man, held his hand, and used the new power he got from John to completely heal him. Then he went to a very sick girl and healed her as well. Now people truly started seeing him as a god. The crowd began kneeling down before him. Just then, Mino sensed that Lisa was approaching him. He snapped his fingers, and the path for them to enter opened. A few moments later, he appeared theatrically in front of Lisa and her father, sitting on a grand throne. The moment Lisa saw him, she understood that this was the man stealing everyone's powers. Without wasting a second, she delivered a powerful kick to him. Mino's hand actually broke, but he drank water and his fracture healed within moments. Just then, Sophia and Tom also arrived. All 3 friends were standing together again. Mino shouted angrily, "Excellent! Everyone has gathered in one place. Now quickly give me your organs." Lisa's father was still overconfident and stepped forward toward Mino. But Mino swung his hand and threw him far away. Lisa immediately showed her agility and saved him, so he did not get seriously injured. After this, A fierce fight began between Lisa and Mino. Both had superpowers, but Lisa had the power of only one organ, while Mino had the power of 3 organs. So he gradually started overpowering her. Now Tom and Sophia ran toward Lisa. Tom released a powerful blast of air with all his strength, which sent Mino flying far away. This only made him even angrier. He forcefully flicked Tom on the forehead, and Tom collapsed unconscious on the spot. Then he grabbed Sophia, but just then, Sophia started draining his power. Seeing this, Mino was stunned. He realized that Sophia could not only drain power, but also transfer it. He shouted, "Then I don't need to steal any more organs. Quickly give me the powers of the rest." But just then, Zero and John also arrived there. Now all 5 of them were standing together in front of Mino. Mino gathered all his strength, intending to finish everyone in a single move. Lisa stood at the very front. She whistled to signal Tom, and Tom gave a powerful gust of air that boosted Lisa's speed even more. With this push, Lisa's punch became many times more powerful. Fighting alone was impossible, so everyone together started supporting Lisa with their powers. But Mino was extremely powerful. He was controlling the surrounding electricity, and Zero was also counterattacking with electricity, yet it was not enough. In no time, the massive pillars of the hall started breaking, and statues began collapsing, while above, people were busy worshipping their new god. During this, when Mino got injured, he drew water from the ground and instantly healed all his wounds, and the fight became even more dangerous. He flung everyone in different directions like balls. Then he started choking Lisa with one hand, and Lisa began to weaken. Just then, he reached out toward Sophia, but the other 4 together tightly restrained Mino. Sophia immediately drained his healing power and transferred it into Lisa. Now Mino had lost his regenerative ability, while Lisa had become many times more powerful than before. Now it was Lisa's turn. She started beating Mino as if striking a punching bag. Within moments, Mino collapsed unconscious onto the ground. Just then, the entire building above began collapsing onto the followers sitting below, so the others together held the structure to prevent any loss of life. But during this, Mino saw an opportunity and attacked again, trying to steal their powers. However, in the end, Lisa's father spun around and delivered a powerful kick, sending Mino flying away. He drained all the remaining power from within him, and Mino began aging rapidly. Now he fell and sat on the same throne that had brought him down earlier. With a snap of fingers, he was sent back up in front of everyone through that same throne. And when his followers saw the true form of their god, the truth was revealed before them. In the end, Mino lost everything.